Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Binky and we're here today with the final scent of the Dia Vietnam set. So yes, this is it. It's pretty short, sweet. I'm sure people love that because some of the series at the beginning of the year do tend to be on the long side, and that's okay too. Okay, so this one is In the Garden. And this is $160 USD at this time. And In the Garden is a tribute to the Vietnamese garden, inspired by fond memories of our founder's visits to his grandmother in the countryside. Those were the childhood days spent playing in the garden, surrounded by scents of lime trees, elegant jasmine, and the native flora. In the Garden is a deeply personal homage that connects us to our grandmother's love. So there you go. So the notes are jasmine, neroli, pear, coconut, sandalwood. Okay, I kind of like this. It's interesting because it's saying it's a floral citrus, but there really isn't too much of a citrus in there because it mentioned lime, but there's no lime in the notes. So that's interesting. And it's more feminine, but I say it is what it is. You wear it if you like it. And the projection is strong. 6 to 8 hours on skin, varies by weather and skin type. Hey, I like strong, and I think this is perfect for this time of year. And one of the reasons why I did this set during this time of year, because I feel it really would do well in summer. But let's give this baby a whirl. 2 and 2, maybe. 1, 2. Did not want to go. 1, 2. You're definitely getting, that jasmine comes out like immediately. It is a jasmine bomb. But you are getting that citrusy kind of smell from the neroli. So I know that's where the citrus is coming from. They didn't want to go with lime, even though they mention it. So they went the neroli route. And that's okay too, because it does add a little bit of zestiness to it. So you get this beautiful jasmine bomb and then this beautiful zest underneath, which is like zing, which I think is the neroli coming, and it's very bright and clean. It's just that brightness underneath, because jasmine isn't the most bright flower to me, if that makes sense. It has an aura about it that gives it almost like a darkness to it. It's not dark, it's just kind of like roses remind me of that. They're deep flowers, so there's this deepness to them when you smell them. They're not bright and chipper like, I don't know, like honeysuckle tends to be light and hey and flowy and happy. It's not like that. It's more of a deep flower. And so you get that jasmine, then a little bit of that neroli just going ping through it to kind of just brighten it up. But I love jasmine. So if you like jasmine, this one may be the one for you. But let's try it on the wrist. Oh wow, that is so green. So on my chemistry, yes, the jasmine is strong, but it really is about that crisp neroli. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is green. It's like this strong greenery to it. Yes, it's kind of citrusy, but it's like you're smelling stems. I'm not really getting the pear too much. Like they talk about pear, but I'm not getting... If you like pear scents, and to be fair, pear isn't like a powerhouse. It's a very light scent that kind of hums in the background. I think what's happening here is the jasmine and the neroli are just kind of like, hey, pear, and then sandalwood will come through further on. It tends to be one of those base notes, and eventually it peers through. And I love sandalwood, but I'm just not getting too much, at least in my chemistry, that coconut or that pear. But I think the jasmine and neroli are just kind of steamrolling them a bit, but not in a way where it's not balanced. And I do want to put that out. It's just right now is the initial spray. And so those are going to be a little bit more forward just because they're stronger scents. So something to think about. But now let's try it on the clothing. On the clothing, it smells so good. The coconut is actually coming through more. That's interesting. So on the clothing, it's more of that jasmine, and the jasmine and neroli are a little bit more balanced, and you're getting the coconut sandalwood. So it's funny because my chemistry is not doing that, but you are getting a mix of that creaminess of the coconut and the sandalwood just coming together and infusing it beautifully. Really great on the shirt. But let's try it here. It's really beautiful. Different though. Hold on, let me try this again. Interesting. On the shirt, it's definitely brighter. The neroli is coming out more with the jasmine taking a step back, but you get a little bit of that creaminess of the coconut and the sandalwood. But here it's definitely jasmine forward. Jasmine and neroli, like mixed together. Yeah, like here, jasmine and neroli, I can smell that sandalwood slowly coming through. And, ooh. That is beautiful. Jasmine and neroli and a little bit of that coconut. I'm not really getting too much of the pear. Maybe if I was thinking about it, I'm thinking about it, so the pear comes through for me a little bit because I know it's supposed to be in here. But it's not what I would think immediately. It's just not. But there's a beautiful creaminess, but the coconut doesn't come through as much as it does on the shirt. It's more sandalwood. But they're all very different. You'd know it was the same family members, okay? That's what it is, you know? Baby on board. There's 3 of them, you know. They're different, but they're still the same family. That's what this is. So, yeah, this is really beautiful. Actually, I think this one is gorgeous. Especially for this time of year, it is like walking through a garden. A beautiful. Oh, it's just like. Sometimes I'll talk about fragrances, floral fragrances. It's like running through a field and your dress is going behind and your hair is flowing. That's not this. This is more of, and I think it's because of the jasmine slowing it down a bit, it's more of a reflective walk through a garden. Like, it's a beautiful afternoon. You don't have to be anywhere. And so you're just walking through quietly through a garden and just smelling the flowers and thinking. It's almost like a walking meditation. That's what I get more from this than some other floral scents, like hummingbird, which is from Zoologist, which is free-flowing and running through a field. That's not this to me, but it's still beautiful. It's just, this is beautiful. This one's gorgeous. So what I'm going to do, what I will say before I disappear for an hour and come back and talk about it, is that what I do like about this series is that there's not many notes. It's like, here's your 5 to 8, and 8 is extreme. And here's your 5 to 6 notes usually, and it's very simple. It's not trying to be a zoologist, you know, where there's a lot going on. It's trying to be very quiet. You know, that's what I'm getting from this series, and this one is it captures that beautifully. So really wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in an hour. And we will see where this one goes, because it's absolutely lovely. And I'm curious to see where it goes, because I'm loving this. Okay, so it's been an hour, and this smells absolutely beautiful. It almost has like a gardenia kind of scent to it, which I'm a big fan of. I know it's jasmine, but sometimes when they're mixed correctly, I get a little bit of that gardenia, or not correctly. When they're mixed a certain way, I get a little bit of that gardenia. And I love gardenia. I love those really strong floral kind of notes. That's just who I am. But let's try it here on the wrist. It's really beautiful, but the issue here's the thing. I think there's musk in it, and they're not listing it because I am getting that musky note. It's jasmine. It's mostly jasmine with musk. And it says there's no musk, but I'm getting musk because my body loves musk. So I'm almost going to argue that, because I'll wear fragrances that I know don't have musk, and I don't get that musky scent. I just don't. But it feels like there is a little bit of musk because it's coming through, and my chemistry is just like loves musk. It's like, ugh, and I don't. I actually like musk. It's just my body takes it to a point of, So let's try it on this shirt. Okay, it hasn't changed that much. It's still the jasmine with the neroli, and then I'm getting sandalwood now. So sandalwood's kind of a little bit and holding on to it. So that hasn't really changed too much. But let's try it here. Oh, that's really beautiful. So it's jasmine coconut, and sandalwood, kind of like this, with the neroli underneath. That's beautiful. The jasmine neroli mixed with that coconut and sandalwood. Oh, that's beautiful. It isn't that great on my chemistry because it's too much musk. It's too much musk. And yeah, it's kind of, this is a fragrance that I would wear again, but only on my clothing. Not on me because unfortunately it's just a little bit too musky, but that's a me problem. So it's probably not a you problem, but if you pull out musk like I do, you may want to just keep it to the clothing because it is beautiful on the clothing, but on my skin it's like it's like it's beautiful and then musk. So what I'm going to do is check back in 4 hours, and we're going to see where this one goes, because sometimes the musk will come through and then take a back seat again. But again, that's chemistry, but it's beautiful on the paper and beautiful on the clothing. So I really am enjoying that aspect of it. Okay, it has been 5 hours, and this one is definitely still going. I don't know if it's quite as strong as they were saying it was. You know, like, this is strong, but it definitely is still going. I don't feel really, having gone through the whole series for Vietnam, I don't feel like any of these fragrances are too loud or too out here. And this one falls into that. I think it stays into a nice area bubble like this, and that's perfect. I think that matches what the brand is doing, and I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So I can definitely still smell it. I think jasmine just moving around is the main component, even with the musk issue that I'm having from the clothing and from my skin. When I'm moving, I definitely get jasmine and neroli. That is the main player of this, and not necessarily anything too groundbreaking, if that makes sense. And it doesn't need to be. Sometimes we don't need these overly crazy scents to come out and make us go, wow, this is new. And it's kind of hard to do because there's so many fragrances that exist now and have in the past and the future. So there you go. But let's try here on the wrist. Definitely getting musk. It says it doesn't have it. I smell that musk really strong, but it's a jasmine neroli musk. And let's smell it here on the shirt. It's really beautiful. So it's gorgeous, but it's like a beautiful jasmine and sandalwood coming through, and a little bit of that coconut goodness. It's just so beautiful. And here it's again that jasmine with the neroli, with a little bit of sandalwood, but on the clothing it's kind of a little bit more creamy, I guess. But the clothing in this are the closest. And it's a jasmine neroli kind of mix with a little bit of that creaminess of the sandalwood and more so coconut on the clothing. It's quite beautiful. Actually, I mean, this one's just gorgeous. It really is. So let's talk about it. I think this is perfect for this time of year. Spring and summer, this one's going to really shine, and people are going to eat this one after that. I really do think perfect for this time of year. As far as masculine, feminine, we wear what we want, when we want, always. But if we were going to put it into a category, if that's what people were looking for, I would put this, as they say, more feminine. I think people just tend to think florals, hey, feminine. But, you know, you wear what you want. Nobody cares. Life's too short to be upset over a fragrance. So there you go. But, so let me give this a score, because here's the thing. This was the first series that Vietnam put out, and this is the final one of the series that I reviewed. So I think that's why, if you're just popping in to see this one, this is why I'm talking about it. This is the final one that I've used of this grouping. I don't think any of it is necessarily groundbreaking, and I feel like this fragrance is kind of the same. It kind of reminds me of Gucci has one similar to this that has jasmine as well. It's very similar, or in that vein. I'm not saying it's a dupe. I'm just saying it's that type of floral. And what I found with this collection is that most of them, for the Vietnam grouping, there's also China and Japan, they may have ventured out a little bit different, but I feel as if these are very safe. And there's nothing wrong with safe. Sometimes you just want to wear a beautiful, safe fragrance, but I don't necessarily think that there was anything too exceptionally groundbreaking. It's kind of like, here's your citrus, here's your floral, here's your incense, you know, here's your woody scent. It's kind of like check, 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 that type of a thing. I feel like this happens a lot when brands first start. They don't always have their identity at first, so what they do is they go with safe. Because when you're starting a perfume company, indie brand or not, you don't want to sink all your money into a ship that's going to sink. You want to play it safe and see how well you're received. So I completely understand where this brand is coming from, but if you're somebody who likes more niche artistic brands, this one may be not for you, because you'd be going, I've smelled this before. And that's what I've gotten with most of these scents. I've smelled them before. There's nothing really new about them. There's stuff that's already out there that is very similar. Doesn't mean that it doesn't have a place. It definitely has a place. Everything has a place. It's just, if you have a large collection, this may not be enough for you to go out and buy it. And I think that this fragrance, though beautiful, falls into that a little bit. So if I were going to give it a rating, I think what brings it down in my view a little bit, which I need to watch out for, is this ranking is only for me and my collection. It gets a little bit ruined by my chemistry. It just doesn't need musk. And it's just, for people who pull out musk like I do, it always becomes, certain musks become this strong, musky, almost dusty scent. And it's just not great. And it's not the product's fault. It's my chemistry. It's my genetics. So there you go. We all have them. So unfortunately, it just doesn't live up to what it does on the shirt. So what I would do, as I said earlier, spray it on my shirt and clothing and call it a day and keep it off my chemistry. That being said, I do think this is one of the strongest fragrances of the collection, in my opinion, for me, the one that I would wear again. And so that being said, I would give this one a 7.5 out of 10. And the reason is because of my chemistry and my genetics failed me again. That's why, which isn't fair to the fragrance. It'd probably be more of an 8, but because of my chemistry, I'm putting it at a 7.5, which may not be fair, but there you go. But I'm not going to give it way higher, because also it's not necessarily groundbreaking or something that I'd go, I have to have this in my collection, because it's been done before and possibly maybe a little bit better because of the lack of musk, which is what betrayed me. It always does. So yes, but still, I enjoyed this brand. So please don't think because I say it goes into a checkbox that that's a bad thing. I think there's definitely an audience for that. I really do, and there is, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't need a T-Rex every single time, or a squid from Zoologist every time, or Olm, where people are like, you don't need that. You really don't. And I think this is quite beautiful, quite wearable, and quite smart. So I give it a big thumbs up, and I would definitely try the other collections. Yes, so that is the end of this series with the Vietnam collection. We'll visit some of the other ones later on. I haven't bought them yet, but I'm going to be moving on to a new series, another short one. We probably will have a lot of short ones for the rest of the year. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.